Hi, Trevor Knight here, and I've got a brand new hook and weight system from Lake Fork Trophy Lures, and it's called the Wacky Hook and Weight. For years, Lake Fork has had what is called a ring weight, and it was a neat little thing they came up with that you could actually add a ring type weight to their ring fry and zigzags to make them sink faster. Well, with the popularity of the Wacky jig head rig or the flick shake rig over the last couple of years, they've come out with a new system that actually makes that ring weight even simpler to use. What it is, it's a little bit thicker weight than the old ring weight, and it has two little hook slots cut into the weight. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to take a small finesse hook and actually bring it through those two slots. So now you can keep your wacky rig and your wacky hook straight with the bait or perpendicular to the bait instead of it being your weight and then your hook having to come through the sides of it, and then your hook would actually be facing horizontally of your lure instead of actually being vertical to your lure. And having it vertical to your lure actually helps you increase the hookup percentage. But some of the things you might notice, for one, like I said, it's a little bit thicker than the old ring weight, and that's what you need for those hook slots to be there. It needed to be a little bit thicker. Also, the hook that is used, if you can see it, is actually an offset wacky hook. And you might be asking yourself, well, why is it offset? Well, one of the things is when you hook it on to your bait, a problem in trying to use other ring weights and stuff in the past is that every once in a while you'd lose your weight and the bait because the hook would just slide out on a cast. But by having it offset, it actually keeps the hook on the ring weight a lot better. It's less likely to come off and therefore losing your weight and bait. So that's one good thing about having the offset hook. The other good thing about the offset hook is that it actually increases your hookup ratio, because as you make your sweep set, hook set, because you don't want to really set hard because usually you're going to be using lighter line. You're just going to want to kind of pull and reel. When you do that, the offset hook, as it's traveling back through the fish's mouth, it's actually going to catch a lot better with it being offset. It's going to dig in a little bit more, and the more you pull, the more it's going to dig in and turn, and therefore you get a better hook set. Now, you can use this new weight system on a variety of different baits. It's really good for the hyper wacky worm that Lake Fork has in both the original size and the new 7-inch size. It's also good for stick baits, for trick worms, and even for the Lake Fork zigzag and ring fry baits. Now they have 3 different weight sizes, 1/16, 1/8, and 3/16, and they have 2 different size diameter ring weights. With the 1/16 and the 1/8 ounce, you can get that in a small diameter, which is better for the original whacking worm, as well as for the baby ring fry or for a trick worm. And then they have for the 1/8 ounce and the 3/16 ounce size a large diameter ring weight. And what that is good for is for stick baits, for a regular Lake Fork ring fry, or a zigzag, or the new 7-inch hyper whacking worm. I have probably my favorite bait to rig it on is just a regular old 4-inch ring fry. You can still use the old ring weight if you want, but I like this new hyper whacking weight and hook system. And really all you have to do is you just push it onto the bait, and you put it right in the middle of the bait there, and then you just run your hook right through it. And as you can see now, it's rigged up and ready to go wacky rig, but you've added the weight to it. And adding that weight does a few things. One, it lets you cast the bait a lot farther, and 2, it actually lets you get the bait down deeper and keep it deeper, especially with something like the ring fry, which is in the hyper whacking worm. Those baits, they fall pretty slow, but by adding this hyper whacking weight and hook, you can actually get it down a lot faster, and you can keep it down deep. If you were twitching the the ring fry by itself, it would want to come up in the water column, but by having this weight here, you can keep it down there. So if you have fish that are suspended in 15, 20, 25 feet of water, using a whacking weight will actually help you get the bait down there a lot faster and keep it down there. So it's going to be great for spotted bass fisheries where you've got suspended spotted bass or even smallmouth. It's going to be great around rocks, around bluffs. Those are great places. Docks is another good place to throw this bait, especially floating docks where the fish tend to suspend under them. It's anywhere you've got deeper water and you want to keep that bait down there. Now, there's a few ways to fish it. One, you can just throw the bait out there and just let it fall on a semi-slack line. And what that's going to allow the bait to do is it's going to allow it to just kind of vibrate and wiggle its way down to the bottom. And you really only want to do that if you have a pretty clean bank, like a gravel bank or a sand bank, or even just some small rocks. That'll get a lot of your more finicky fish, but you can also use it like you would a normal ring fry, wacky rigged, or the whacking worm. And you just give it a few twitches and then let it sink back down, and it's going to wiggle and shake, and then give it a few more quick twitches, and that'll make the bait pop, and you'll get a reaction strike. And sometimes they'll even hit it on the fall. Another way you can use it, and this is the way I like to sometimes, is almost like a jerk bait. Just give it a twitch, 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 and then a slight pause, and then another twitch, twitch. And with the new wacky weight on there, it keeps the bait down there and keeps it from coming up on top, and you can really use it like a jerk bait, and you'll get some real good action out of it, and you'll get a lot of aggressive fish to hit it that way. It makes it a great search bait. It comes in a pack of 3. You get 3 weights and 3 hooks with it. So go ahead and go to Lake Fork Tackle's website, lftlures.com, or it should be carrying it in some of the retail stores here shortly. So this is the new wacky weight and hook system. Go ahead and check it out, and I think you'll be pretty impressed with it.